here today on serious business, the business of supporting, of defending, and of standing with our brothers of the Sahel Alliance. We stand with Captain Ibrahim Traoré. We stand with General Goita. We stand with General Tiani. We stand with all independent African countries.
From our brother, our Pan-Africanist, Dr. Umar Ifatunde from the United States of America. Dr. Umar is famous for his advocating Pan-Africanism and unity of African continent. So in this video, I brought you Dr. Umar's message to Sahelian leaders. I mean Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. Dr. Umar stand in solidarity with Captain Ibrahim Traore, Abdourahamane Tiani of Niger, and Assimi Goïta of Mali. Dear lovely family, what I'm asking from you is to like the video, to share this message to others, and also if you're new himself and standing in solidarity with leaders in Sahel, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. I mean Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, Assimi Goïta of Mali, as well as to President Abdourahamane Tiani of Niger. You may ask yourself why these leaders are becoming famous. It's because of their stance against exploitation of Africa resources. Dr. Umar has spoken the issue of unity, the issue of working together among African leaders or Africans in general, also the issue of military bases, coming to the issue of politics, why the U.S. initiated Obama to become the president. They have their own agenda to make Obama the president of the United States of America, and of course they achieved to do so. And also the issue of diaspora. And for me, I think I want to focus to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. If there's something that we can be proud of as Africans, is to our brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora. Mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, grandmothers and grandfathers who are in the diaspora. Those are big assets for us, the people in the continent of Africa. And if you brothers and sisters, relatives, family in the diaspora, you can come together, you can unite, you can liberate this continent economically. If diaspora can have a bank, Africa Diaspora Bank, I hope there will be no need for African countries to go to China, to go to Europe, to go to America to seek loans. And sometimes we get loans at high interest and sometimes with difficult conditions, so that Africans will need to kneel down in order to get those amount of money that we are asking from those Western power. But if Africa diaspora can have their own bank, I hope it will be easier for African countries to go and take loans there. But also African diaspora has professionals. Instead of hiring Chinese, hiring other people to come and build our bridges, to come and build our roads, I think we can take our brothers and sisters from the diaspora to come and build our roads. It will be a good thing. Of course, Dr. Lekana Chombo has initiated ADDI Africa Diaspora Development Institute. Still is under construction, I think. But we need more African diaspora to join ADDI, or to find another system that will bring all African diaspora together so that they can work for the interest of the continent of Africa. Apart from that, dear lovely family, Dr. Umar has spoken the issue of peace and security. We know that Africa has holding these foreign military bases, and we know the purpose of these military bases is to spy what we are doing and to be near to African leaders. And if you mess up to these powerful nations, they use the same people who are being trained by them to overthrow you. We have seen several military coups in the continent of Africa, and those who have initiated those coup are those who have been trained by these powerful nations. So for Africa to be at peace and to be secured, I think we don't need these military bases in the continent of Africa. This is not for the first time for Africans to say we need African leaders to close these bases. In Sahel, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, these leaders have already taken steps to close all military bases. But still, we have these military bases in some parts of our mother continent, Africa. So we need other leaders, or the rest of our leaders, to close these military bases. If we Africans, we don't have a military base in Russia, we don't have military base in America, in UK, in France. Why France? Why America? Why UK? Why Russia want to keep their base here in the continent of Africa? So yes, we need to work with others, but in a win-win situation. If you want to put your military base and allow us also to put our military base to your country, that's what we call a partnership. So we cannot have partnership of one side, and that's why we are saying, if you want to initiate or to install your military base here in the continent of Africa, also allow Africans to do the same to your country. Apart from that, also Dr. Ouma has spoken one thing that is very, very important, the issue of agriculture. That right now you see Africa, we are being fed by a single man, Bill Gates. If you look, right now we are using this generic, we call generic modified seeds or food, and the man who owns this is or these seeds, Mr. Bill Gates. So just imagine, Africa, instead of producing enough food, producing our own seeds, we are depending on one man. So if maybe one day you wake up very hungry, it can do anything to our system. So it can disturb our food security. So in order for us to be secured in terms of food security, I think we need to have our own food, to grow our own food, to feed ourselves. And that's what is happening in Mali, in Niger, and Burkina Faso, where we see Captain Ibrahim Traoré started providing agricultural equipment to young people so that they can produce their own food. In many African countries, right now, as I speak to you now, my dear lovely family, we are importing almost everything. We're importing food in terms of wheat. We are importing chickens. We are importing sugar. We are importing almost everything, even water. We are importing water. So just imagine, we are importing even water, while we have water bodies everywhere in this continent. We have rivers, we have water tables, we have springs, everything we have here, but we are still importing. It's because we have been made to think that without other people we cannot survive. But we forget that we Africans, we survived during colonialism, during slavery, during COVID, and in many difficulties, Africans, we survived. So I think, as Dr. Ouma said, we need to make sure that we secure our food, we grow our own food, and of course have been doing that thing. I have tried to do my best to make sure that I can feed myself. I can change the mentality of many Africans by making sure that I can grow food myself. So I'm going to share more about what I'm doing in my farm so that you can understand what I'm doing. But all in all, the aim is to make sure that we Africans, we can feed ourselves, we can grow our own food, we can do changes on the ground. But what I need from you is your support. Support by anything that you have, even by watching this video, is your support. I appreciate what you are doing. So supporting not just about money, even ideas, even contribution of advice. It is an help. So I'm asking for the help from you, my dear lovely family. Any kind of help that you think you can help us, please do so. Apart from that, dear lovely family, Dr. Ouma has spoken the issue of China. And do you know, China right now in Africa, and China is working very, very silent. China is not working loudly, but if you look very keenly, you understand that China is moving in the same direction our founding father, our ancestors being colonized. So we need to be vigilant, and we need to be careful about China and other nations, because right now they see Africa is an opportunity, and that's why they're here in the continent. You saw many summits about Africa. It doesn't mean that they love us. No, they want our resources. So China is looking Africa as an opportunity, but as Africans, we need to be vigilant and to understand that when we sign a contract with China or with others, we need to be vigilant so that we can sign a good contract that will benefit both sides. But right now, it looks like many of our contracts are benefiting others, not Africans, as we should. Also, Dr. Homer has spoken on the issue of course, I've touched the issue of IMF and World Bank, Monetary Fund, International Monetary Fund. I think if African diaspora, as I said, can have their own bank, it will be easy for Africa to go and take loans. Right now, if you look the way or some conditions we are getting from IMF and the World Bank, it is so difficult. And this money is not coming to Africa, as Dr. Homer said. You find that, of course, the Chinese that's what they are doing. The Chinese are giving you money, not in cash. They promise you money. They say that what do you want? That's what the Chinese are doing. You want load, yes. How much this load will cost? Maybe you sign the contract, maybe $300 million US, maybe. I'm just imagining. Then the Chinese say, I'm going to bring you a contractors. So Chinese are coming with their own contractor. They're not giving you money. They are going to build the load that you want for their own money with their own contractors. Then after finishing, then they give you your load or your bridges or anything or building. Then you start paying back those money. That's what the Chinese are doing. So we need to be careful. We need to be careful about, you see, we expected maybe if they give us money, maybe we have to do something. Maybe sometimes you remember what happened to COVID. Maybe we have to initiate or to train engineers, but they are not giving us cash. They give us directive that we are going to give you this amount of money, but you're supposed to do this and that. That's what they are doing. So Africa, we are not getting cash in some countries or in some projects. So even the World Bank, you see, they're coming with some ideas that, yes, we are going to give you money for such kind of research. But that research is not owned by Africans. That research is owned by the same people. So I think it is just like playing games. So we need to be careful also about that, that we have been taking money, but those money, we have been told how to use those money. As if we Africans, we don't know how to use our money. We have borrowed and we have to pay back, but we have been told how to use those money. So you can see how these institutions are doing. But to avoid all those things, we need to have our own bank. We need to have our own financial institutions. And that's why we are suggesting, and Dr. Homer has suggested also, that we need African diaspora to have their own bank. Of course, it will be difficult because African diaspora has no territory, has no, maybe they have leadership, but they don't have territory. So it will be difficult. But if we can find mechanism to bring back our brothers and sisters in the diaspora here in the continent of Africa and start a big institution where they can deposit their money and where our leaders can go and borrow those money for development, I think we can move in the right direction. Right now, we are talking about African diaspora, but they don't have territory. African diaspora, maybe they are in America, they are in Caribbean, they are in Latin America, in Australia, they are in India, where all black people are there, but they don't have lineable territory. So, but that is also a good thing, that it will be we can conquer the entire world. But all in all, we want our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to join us in the continent so that they can support development of this continent. Apart from that, dear lovely family, you heard the story of Obama. Of course, has been touched that story, how Obama became the president. And the same, these people, they are so technical. They find people who like me, and they know that if you send people like me, the way they sent Mr. Langley to Africa, it looks like me. It's black people, but he's working for the interest of other people. So, and that's what happened to Mr. Obama and others. At the end of the day, they succeeded to install several military bases in the continent. You know what happened to Libya, to Gaddafi. Many of us Africans expected maybe because Obama is black people came from Kenya. His parents came from Kenya, can support Gaddafi against those labels, but at the end of the day, Gaddafi was removed under the watch of Obama, and Obama did nothing. You remember a few days ago, you heard the story of Elon Musk and Trump. But all in all, that is sending a message that Africans, we need to understand the geopolitics and to understand the interest, that when the people have their own interests, they don't care your problem or your challenges. They focus on their own interest. So, and this brings me to a conclusion of unity of this continent. Africa, we need to come together. All these things that we are talking about cannot be achieved if Africa or Africans are still in division. Africa, we are divided. We know the impact of division, and also we know the benefit of coming together, of unity. But one thing that Africa we lack is to take actions. Africa, we are good in speaking, we are good in writing, we are good in talking, but when it comes to take actions, Africa, we are weak. So we need to change. We need to change to start taking action. We have been speaking on the issue of unity for many years. Till today, we are still struggling with the issue of unity. While the European Union are coming together so united, while other civilizations, you see how they came together. But when it comes to Africans, black people, it is difficult. I don't know why, but we must continue to push the agenda of united Africa. As Dr. Homer said, we want a united Africa. The Africa Union that we have cannot fulfill our desire, because Africa Union itself is being sponsored by the West, so is working for those who is sponsoring or those who are sponsoring it. So we need African Union that has teeth, that can speak on behalf of Africans. But right now, African Union that we have is not working for the interest of many Africans. Is working for the interest of other civilizations. And that's why a few days ago you saw America initiated and of course stand for bring Rwanda and Congo to sign peace deal. At that meeting, there's no African Union representative. Just imagine a continental body of Africa that we hope and we think that can bring Africans together at the signing agreement, peace agreement or peace deal between Rwanda and Congo. Under US, African Union was not there. So why? How can US operate in Africa without African Union understanding? So you can see, and that's why we are saying the African Union that we have right now is not powerful. We want a powerful African Union. And that's why Mr. Ouma said the African Union that we have right now is just like a joke. We need a new Pan-Africanist organization or Pan-Africanism organization that will bring Africans together, that will speak on behalf of all Africans. And the only solution, as I said, is to have a united Africa. The Africa that will have a single army, the Africa that will have a single president. And we know it is difficult, as Dr. Ouma said. Those who want to control Africa, they're not ready to allow Africa to be free, to unite. And that's why you see it is very easy for US to sign deal with Rwanda and Congo without African Union being engaged. So why? Because US is so powerful compared to African Union. US has a territory. African Union has no territory. US has an army, but African Union has no army. African Union depends on others, but US depends on itself. So we need to bring and to build a strong organization, and to have that kind of organization, we need to bring all African countries together to unite. It is possible. If few countries will refuse to unite, let us, with the rest, unite. The way we saw what happened in Sahel. When ECOWAS refused to unite, Alliance of Sahel States came out with their own agendas. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso united to form the Alliance of Sahel States. So, dear lovely family, let us not speak for too long, but I'm trying to explain what Dr. Ouma has said, and of course to share my thoughts and what we can do as Africans in order to achieve what Dr. Ouma has spoken. Dear lovely family, up to that, let me say thank you for being with me. Thank you for joining this family. And as I said before, if you're new, make sure that you subscribe to join this big family. And if you have subscribed, please share this message to other Africans here in the continent and to those who are in the diaspora, so that they can get this powerful message. Up to that, let me say stay in power. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa. Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, Africa.